Zootopia might have been made for kids, but it definitely cracks up a lot of adults too. Did you know the movie has tons of details that usually only older viewers or kids who pay really close attention tend to notice? Before moving to Zootopia, Judy lived in a town made entirely of rabbits, and the scene where she's leaving has a hilarious little detail related to the biology of her species. As Judy rides in the train, she passes by a sign showing the town's population count, and the number keeps going up super fast every second. The reason? Rabbits are known for reproducing incredibly fast and having tons of babies. And in Zootopia, they take that joke to the extreme. There's literally a new baby born every second in that town. And that's just the first of the 20 things only adults noticed in Zootopia. It's time to have fun with us in another Cinewave. Zootopia is packed with Easter eggs, but one of the funniest and boldest moments is when several pirated movie DVDs show up. And they're not random animal knockoffs, they're animal versions of real Disney films like Frozen, Big Hero 6, and Tangled. Plus, one movie that never actually came out, the canceled Gigantic. The idea of imagining how things from our world would look in this animal-ruled universe is just genius, especially since it wasn't even necessary. It proves how much thought and creativity the artists behind Zootopia put into every detail. As you can tell, one of the best things about Zootopia is how everything that exists in the real world also exists there, just with a fun animal twist. Judy's iPod is the perfect example. It's full of songs by real-life artists, only with slightly changed names that make animal references. The Beatles, for example, become the Beagles, a breed of dog. And Selena Gomez, sorry, she's not here, but you can listen to Hyena Gomez instead. The songs that play are obviously based on real Disney classics. There's Let It Goat, an animal version of Let It Go from Frozen, and Part of Your Wool, a fluffy parody of Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. Zootopia also drops a lot of references to old school movie classics, some so old that most kids today have never even seen them. One of the biggest is a character named Mr. Big. Despite being tiny, he's a dangerous mob boss who runs the city's criminal underworld. His look and his mannerisms are a perfect imitation of Don Corleone, the ruthless mafia boss from the Godfather movies. Even some of his lines are taken straight from the films, like when he mentions his daughter's wedding. After graduating from the police academy, Judy heads to the train station to travel to Zootopia. Even that station hides an Easter egg. The gate's shape looks a lot like Totoro from the Japanese movie My Neighbor Totoro by the legendary Studio Ghibli. The biggest difference is that the ears are longer, since the character here is a bunny. But anyone who's seen Totoro will instantly recognize the similarity. It makes total sense that the filmmakers would include a reference to that animation. Studio Ghibli's incredible works are admired by artists all over the world, and that definitely includes the ones at Disney. And if you think that was just a coincidence, then tell me, how could that coincidence happen twice? Yep, that wasn't the only time Totoro showed up in the movie. Later, in the Elephant Ice Cream Shop, you can spot something interesting on the shelves. Cookies shaped exactly like Totoro. That pretty much proves that some of the Zootopia artists are huge Studio Ghibli fans. Nick Wilde is loved by all of us, but few people realize he looks almost identical to another classic Disney protagonist. We'll give you 5 seconds to guess who it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is Robin Hood, the main fox from Disney's 1973 animated movie. Just look at them side by side. The resemblance is obvious. Both are clever, mischievous foxes. Many people never make the connection simply because Robin Hood is an older film, based on even older legends. Some fans even believe Zootopia takes place in the same universe as Robin Hood, since both stories are set in worlds where animals live in place of humans. And the similarity between Nick and Robin could easily be explained if Judy's partner were a descendant of the famous outlaw who stole from the rich to give to the poor. And if you also think Nick might actually be related to Robin Hood, drop a comment below with #Fox to honor the family connection. Finnick, Nick's sly little buddy, also makes a reference to a classic Disney film. This time, the Easter egg is in his elephant costume, which makes him look a lot like Dumbo. You can't really say this troublemaker is pretending to be just any random baby elephant, because those giant ears can't be ignored. They look exactly like Dumbo's. And just to remind you, Finnick was pretending to be a baby elephant, not a grown one. And what's Dumbo? That's right, a baby elephant. There are so many similarities that it doesn't even feel like a theory. It's basically confirmed. Zootopia starts off hilarious right from the beginning, with little Judy performing in a school play about predators and prey. The play ends on a shocking note when the tiny bunny falls to the ground and, in air quotes, starts bleeding a lot. The violent ending surprises everyone, and for good reason. But if you've seen The Addams Family, there's another reason to be stunned. It's clearly a reference to the play Little Wednesday performs in that movie, which also ends in a rather disturbing way. Anyone paying close attention while watching this movie could never forget it's a Disney production, because a few sneaky details in certain scenes totally remind us of that. Remember that moment when Judy confronts Nick after figuring out his fake popsicle scam? If you look closely in the corner, you'll spot a baby stroller with a Mickey Mouse plush toy sitting right inside it. And honestly, nothing screams Disney more than Mickey, right? He's the studio's ultimate mascot. In another scene, you can see two little girls wearing Elsa and Anna costumes, showing that Frozen appearing earlier in the movie wasn't just some random throwaway detail. It actually means something in this world. It's so fun to think that even the kids of Zootopia enjoyed the adventures of Anna and her sister. There's another Frozen reference hidden in plain sight. If you look at a certain cafe, you'll notice it's called Hans. Yep, that's the name of the prince from the first movie who turned out to be the villain, one of Disney's most hated bad guys ever. For most of the movie, the characters think that the carnivorous animals are losing control just because they're predators. But the real reason turns out to be a special serum, a toxic substance that makes any animal go wild. And guess who makes it? A ram named Doug in his secret lab, which looks a lot like the setup from a very famous TV series called Breaking Bad. Even Doug's hazmat outfit is the same as the one worn by the main character in the show. The series is about a chemistry teacher who starts using his knowledge to make illegal products, which fits Doug perfectly. But Breaking Bad is strictly for adults because of its heavy violence, so it's pretty wild that Zootopia even referenced it at all. The movie's biggest plot twist is that the real villain behind the entire conspiracy Judy and Nick were investigating was actually the assistant mayor Bellwether all along, and she ends up becoming the new mayor of the city. That's something almost no one saw coming, since Bellwether seemed like a shy, harmless sheep, not a manipulative mastermind. In the end, she turned out to be a true wolf in sheep's clothing. But there were clues about her being the true villain. One of them being that her glasses kept changing color throughout the film, until they eventually matched the same shade as the serum that drives animals insane. Wanna keep having fun with us? Then subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Another clue appears in Bellwether's office. If you look closely, you can spot a paper with the name Doug written on it, along with a phone number underneath. Yep, Doug, the guy responsible for creating the serum that drives animals insane. We didn't know who he was at that point, but anyone who remembered that little detail later could easily piece things together and solve the mystery. It's pretty amazing how clues like this go completely unnoticed the first time. We only catch them when we rewatch the movie, or, well, after seeing this video, in case you never noticed it in any of the times you've watched Zootopia. As if those clues weren't obvious enough, even the sheep's name itself was a hint. Bellwether is an actual term for a sheep that leads the flock. Bellwethers usually wear bells around their necks, just like the assistant mayor does. The reason is crystal clear, because the whole time, she was the one leading a criminal conspiracy. One moment that definitely makes the list of Disney's self-references in Zootopia is when we see a car with a design featuring Maui's hook on it. It's interesting to point out that Moana was released after Judy and Nick's movie, but that didn't stop Zootopia from sneaking in a reference to it, just to get fans even more hyped for the upcoming adventure of Motunui's brave navigator. Even real-world companies get parodied in Zootopia, one of them being Uber. You know, the rideshare app? In this world, it's got a slightly different name, Zoober, which appears on a street sign. And honestly, the name makes perfect sense. The Z probably stands for zoo. Do you think that's clever, or do you feel like it's just a random change that makes no sense? In that same scene where we spot Zoober, there's also another fun Disney reference, a car accessory that looks a lot like the face of Baymax, the sweet and super round robot from Big Hero 6. Honestly, Baymax deserves to show up in every Disney movie. He's one of the most lovable characters ever. Of course, there had to be a movie reference when a theater appears, right? One of the films showing on the marquee is called Star Trunk. Sci-fi fans, especially the older ones, will instantly catch that it's a parody of Star Trek. It's kind of ironic that Disney chose to poke fun at that franchise, considering the company owns Star Wars, which has always been seen as Star Trek's biggest rival. The next step is right in front of you. 2 fun-filled videos waiting for your click. Thanks, and see you soon.